Hi guys, welcome back. This is Mark Davis at Optimum Training. Welcome to the second of my pivot table videos. You may remember from a previous video of mine, created quite a simple pivot table in Excel, but I would really like to take it a little bit further today with this particular demonstration. I'm going to get straight into it. I've got a list of raw data, same raw data in fact that I used last time for my previous demo. I click the Insert tab. There's the insert ribbon, and over on the left hand side of the insert ribbon is the pivot table button inside the tables group. I'll click it. There's the create pivot table dialog box, and I'll simply click on OK, accept all of those settings. Over on the left hand side of the worksheet, as usual of course, to build a report, choose fields from the pivot table field list, which is here over on the right hand side. I'll do pretty much what I did last time. I've decided I'd like to analyze the total sales. And I've decided I'd like to analyze the total sales, kind of break down that total sales grand total by the categories of product. And there we go. Let me just zoom in so we can have a look at it. Something else that I did last time as well, just to tidy things up a little bit. Click my right mouse button over one of the numbers, over one of the values, choose number format. I'm going to go for the number category. I do like 1000 separator, so I'll tick or check that and then click on OK. There's a basic pivot table. To take things a little bit further, I'm using the rows section and the values section at the moment. I'm not using columns or filters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys use shippers to ship out their orders. I'm going to click and drag shipper name down onto columns. And there is a slightly more extensive pivot table. So now I can kind of compare and contrast the various categories of product that are sold, but also being shipped out by the various shippers, various couriers, for example, that these guys do use. So if somebody now comes along and says to me, for example, well, what was the total sales of seafood shipped out by Speedy Express? Well, there it is there, just over 41,000 pounds, dollars, euros, or whatever. How does that compare against the dairy products that were shipped out by United Package, for example? Well, there we go. There's that figure there. And of course, very easy indeed to compare and contrast those figures. So I've used the rows and the columns and the values. Something that I haven't used, the last kind of remaining section, as it were, that I haven't used is our filters. So what I'm going to do with filters is I'm going to select, I'll tick or check country. Now notice what happens, and that's what Excel does always do. It will always put a text field, a text column in the row label section. But I'm going to simply drag it up into the filter section. So now I've got a filter list that I can choose here. I can tick or check select multiple items. I don't want to see all of the countries. I just want to see Argentina, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, and Canada, for example. So I've selected the countries for the data I'd like to see. Click on OK, and there we go. My pivot table has changed. If at any point I do want to get rid of a particular column or field from either filters or columns or rows or values, for example, I simply drag away kind of into the worksheet there. What you can also do, if you wish, is just simply tick or untick any of the columns in fact here. So if I untick now country, it is now, for example, removed from the pivot table itself. So a little bit more extensive. That's my second pivot table video. Do look out for the first one if you do want a nice introduction to pivot tables, and of course look out for future videos where things will become even more complex. But that's it for now. That's it from me, Mark Davis, here at Optimum Training. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.